Hello and welcome to FanCookingTastic. Today we are breathing new life into a bunch of bananas. Or maybe we've gone bananas. For today's banana bread recipe, we will need 3 or 4 ripe bananas, 1/3 cup of melted butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg beaten, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, just a pinch of salt, and 1½ cups of all-purpose flour. Hello and welcome to the show. We've definitely gone bananas with that intro. Today we are going to make something that's super quick, super easy, can be used as a dessert, a snack, tea time, coffee time, breakfast, midnight snack. Whatever your tummy wants, and simply, we're going to be making banana bread. And why? Because I have a lovely batch of bananas on their way out, and we're going to make use of them. So, you take 4 bananas. Most recipes call for ripe. I think that's ripe. I'm not sure. And we have some sugar. We have some egg over here. We have some butter here that I got to warm up a bit. Vanilla, baking soda, salt, and flour. It's fairly easy, but the first thing you're going to do, fire up your oven to the magical 350. The magic number, bake anything at 350. And so that's easy peasy. Now, what we're going to need, once that oven is done, we're going to need a bowl. We need a big old mixing bowl or a great helmet, especially if you're being attacked by knives and other kitchen gadgets. So the first thing that we do is, using our handy dandy green bin, we're going to put our 3 or 4 bananas into the bowl because we have to get them all smashed up. This is a great way to use bananas that are otherwise not that appealing to eat. They're still good if they're mushy, but they definitely are not something you could hold on to quite easily and eat, obviously, as these slowly blow apart in my hands. But with the greatest of intentions, we buy bunches of bananas, and then sometimes we eat so many of them that we end up getting sick of them. Sometimes we're also going to have a little bit of a bad bit, so we just pinch that out. And one more, and you get great gooky banana hands that you can chase people with around the house. So, there, got that. Got that. Okay, I gotta get the gook off these hands here real quick. Hello, green bin. Okay, so how do we get these mashed? Well, you can use a fork. That takes forever. What I do is I borrow the potato masher. Great little gadget, this potato masher, let me tell you. It has more than one purpose beyond potatoes. Mash up your bananas. Mash, mash, mash. Squish them up real good. Get them real blended. And because they're really extra ripe, this is an easy process to do. Doesn't look like a lot of bananas, but just 3 or 4 do the trick. We're not making a massive loaf here. Most people will try to use a loaf pan. I'm actually going to use a 6x9, I believe it is. We'll have to do our reading here and help the metric folks out with what that means. Pan. Okay, there we go. Done. Potatoes are mashed. Yay! Next, all we do, we've got our oven preheating, so that's a good thing. Then we got to add some ingredients to this. We got to sweeten up the bananas. So we're going to add the sugar. Actually, first, I'm looking at my cheat notes, and it reminded me nicely. I got to melt the butter a bit more here. So I'm going to give it another, 15. Whoa, not I'm in at 50. 15 seconds. There we go. Put the butter in, then the sugar. What else does it say to do? With a wooden spoon, mix the butter into the mashed bananas. Yes. Then the sugar, then the egg, and a few other goodies. Okay, so now you know I use cheat notes. Well, I have to. I'm an old guy. I don't remember everything. So just stir up this butter there. Now that's nice melted. Don't melt your butter so that it's frying itself, just so that it's nice and liquidy. Butter. We use butter so much. Okay, just pour that in. Use your handy dandy little spatula thingy. Dollar store is great for these, by the way. You should always have a few. Because, boy, just like Grandma taught, you can really clean a dish out. There you go, so clean, don't even have to wash it. Right. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so we're going to mix the butter and the bananas together before we add anything more. This is a nice batch of butter in the bananas. Buttery banana. Okay, now we add the sugar, the egg, and the vanilla. So, in that order. Well, whatever. We're going to dump the whole sugar in. Make sure our egg is still beaten. There you go. Okay. Over here to the dishwashing station. And vanilla. Vanilla, it's only calling for a teaspoon. We use pure vanilla extract. Pure vanilla extract. It's stronger usually than artificial vanilla flavoring, which you can also buy. This is way more expensive because it's actually distilled from the vanilla beans directly, as opposed to a flavoring. However, it's not like you use it every single day, or you shouldn't. Mix all this in. Mix the eggs, the sugar. Oh, we got the clock. You're going to know that it's lunchtime because the clock's going off. That's a first. You haven't heard the clock in the show before. That's because our production manager, me, forgot to turn it off. So as I'm stirring this, let's hear the gong of 12. You know, thank goodness there's only 12 hours up until noon. If that thing gonged anymore, I'd be here all day. Half the show would be the clock gonging. Okay, next we've got baking soda, and that was only a teaspoon of baking soda. A pinch of salt. That's about a pinch, little pinch. Dump that in. Mix that all around. And those are ready to be cleaning. And then there's one last thing that we're going to add, and that is the flour, the all-purpose flour. It's pretty easy to make this dish. You can make it in a pinch and have it ready in time for dessert. Definitely for dinner, if not afternoon tea. Not a bad idea. Okay, so that's all salt or mixed in salt and baking soda. Next, we have the flour, and we're just going to add that in bits so that we don't just get mountainous lumps. But because this is a cold mixture, this will blend quite nicely. It's not obviously going to turn too lumpy on us, but just add it little bits at a time. Getting everything that you can. You're now turning it into a mess, as you can see, across the counter. No surprise there. Any regular viewers of this show know that it would not be an episode if I weren't making a mess somewhere. That's just how it goes. I saw a sign once that said a messy desk is a sign of creative genius. I wonder if a messy cupboard or messy countertop is a sign of creative genius cooking. I'll stick with that. Oh, geez. Okay. I think the flour's trying to escape because it knows we're going to try and cook this thing. Just mix this all around, making a beautiful batter, essentially. Scrape up all the flour still on the sides. We got to mix all that in, yeah. So what appeared to be maybe not enough bananas, it's actually perfect. And that's a nice thick batter now. Stir that around. This will be one of the shorter episodes because it's such an easy dish to make. I hope you folks will be making banana bread left, right, and center and experiment with it. Put in chocolate chips, put in butterscotch chips, anything you want into the batter. And then you can serve on it too. Serve anything on top once it's ready. There, that's pretty much got it. We'll get the spoon out of there. Okay, the dish. The dish I'm using is a 8 by 6 by 2 inches. And sorry, made in the USA, there's no metric measure on here. So ask your assistant to convert that for you. Then we just stir this all around and we pour this in directly, straight into the pan. No greasing necessary. Well, you can butter it if you want. We've got enough butter in there. Sometimes I'll butter it if I think this was a little dry. I didn't today, so hopefully it's not going to stick miserably to the inside of the pan. Truth be known, that's one of the steps that the recipe called for and that I completely ignored. So, we're going to see what happens when you put this in an unbuttered dish when it calls to be buttered. Now, we'll use our little spatula here. I'm hoping it's not going to stick miserably. That would just ruin the whole thing. But we'll find out, won't we, in about an hour. It's about an hour to cook. So through the magic of television editing, we will be back before you know it. We'll time warp and fast forward ahead to the bread being ready. But for now, there we go. There's a fantastic looking pile of slop in a dish. Now, you just sort of fluff this out a bit. Try to even it out in the dish if you can. All right. Just sort of like that there. And of course, use our little grandma spatula again to get the stuff off the spoon. Voila. And that's about it. Is the oven ready? The oven has beeped. Yeah, the oven is beeped. So we're going to go over here and we're going to go pop in the oven. So using our handy dandy mobile oven cam, we're going to pop this into the beautiful oven at 350 degrees, right in the middle rack, for 1 hour. So let's set ourselves a timer. 1 hour, start. That's in the oven. That's going to bake for 1 hour, and we'll be back to see how it turned out. Until then, it's lunchtime. Let's have some lunch. Sorry, not going to cook anything today, but I'll let you have your lunch and I'll have mine, and then we'll come back and see how the banana bread did. Okay, it's been an hour. It's been in the oven. It smells absolutely amazing in here. I wish you could smell it at home too, but you will if you cook this recipe. So we've got to get some handy dandy things to get the dish out of the oven to be a little bit hot. And a cooling rack. Grab a cooling rack. You're going to need a cooling rack. We're going to try to get this out of the pan. So this will be the experimental part now. Oh, we better get some hot plate thingies. Okay. And let's get this out of the oven. The oven's done, so we can hit cancel. We're finished there. And get our oven light on. There we go. And how's it looking? Whoa. Well, that's a fantastic yummy yum yum. So grab this out of the oven. It's really hot, but oh, that looks really good. That looks like a piece of art. That's not bad. Now, the real challenge, as I said, is will it come out of the pan? Because we didn't grease it. We're banking on the fact that there was enough butter in the dish to keep it moist. So I'm just using a spatula here real quick to more or less detach it from the inside of the dish, at least on the edges. Now for the attempted trick, we're going to turn this upside down. Uh-oh. Of course it's stuck. Okay. There's a happy mistake, right? Can we get the spatula underneath just to get it moving? So, contrary to my assumption that there was enough butter in here, folks, make sure that you grease your dish before you put this wonderful thing in. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh, it's stuck. Bugger. All right. Well, that took part of it with it, didn't it? However, lesson learned. There's our banana bread. No, here it is over here. This is just a tasty morsel, I suppose. So we're going to let that cool that way. There, that looks better. That's more appetizing. There's our banana bread for real. And so yes, grease the pan and it will have come out no problem. Other than that, this is a great little loaf for coffee. And I guess it's tea time. Thanks for watching. Have a great time between now and the next episode. I wonder what we're going to be cooking next. I have no idea, so send me comments and suggestions. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that little bell, because then you're going to know when an episode's coming out, long before anyone else, maybe. But let everybody know about the show, too. We'd like to hear from you, want your comments for sure. So get engaged, let everybody know that there's some crazy guy cooking up these wonderful dishes out of his kitchen. Until next time, keep FanCookingTastic. For more FanCookingTastic episodes, click these links that seem to be filling up my kitchen. And please like, comment, and subscribe.